one example from chapter 5.3, linear systems and three variables, for one reason why it does take a little while. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do the matrix, the Gaussian elimination that I showed y'all. That will take a little while. Maybe I'll do a video on that. But what I'm going to do is do a combination, elimination, and substitution. And sometimes I play these things by ear. I don't want to get just, okay, I'm going to only do it by elimination. I'm only going to do it by substitution. I think what's best for the situation at the time. And people are going to do it different ways, and still, as long as all the algebra is correct, you're going to be fine. So to decide whether elimination or substitution, I'm going to look and see if substitution is a viable option. By viable, I'm looking for some ones in front of my x's, y's, and z's. And I want to be able to solve for the same variable. So if I have a 1 in front of this y right here, which I do, I need a 1 down here in one of my other y's. I either can divide for it, multiply for it, or something. And I'm also going to avoid fractions. I don't just feel like dealing with it right now. So I don't see a good substitution option. I'm going with elimination. And I can eliminate x's, I can eliminate y's, I can eliminate z's. And I got to do it twice because my goal is to write an equation with two variables, a system with two variables. The y's look like a contender. So let's start off with this one right here. I'm going to multiply this one to get an opposite with my y. So I'm going to multiply it by 3. Now, discipline is important. You got to multiply everything by 3. 6x minus 3y minus 9z is equal to 3. It's so easy to get distracted on these. You look away for one moment, or you get into the middle of a conversation, jump back into a systems. You lose your place. I do it, and even with all my experience, I still make these mistakes. And then I'm going to write this next one, 4x plus 3y plus 2z is equal to negative 4. And I'm going to add, always add. So I got 10x, that's eliminated, and that gives me a negative 7z is equal to negative 1. Now I'm going to come over here and do the same thing to this one right here. I want to get opposites. Well, I want a negative 2 up here, so I'm going to multiply the top by 2. All right. So I'm going to rewrite everything. 4x minus 2y minus 6z is equal to 2. And this is negative 3x plus 2y plus 5z is equal to negative 3. And I'm going to add. That gives me an x. That's eliminated. That gives me a negative z. And that gives me a negative 1. So over here, I have two equations. I have 10x minus 7z is equal to negative 1. And I have x minus z is equal to negative 1. All right, those are both negative 1s. Just don't write it too well. So back to here, I want to get opposites. So I'm thinking of multiplying this by negative 7. And I'm going to rewrite both equations. 10x minus 7z is equal to negative 1. That's going to be negative 7x plus 7z is equal to a positive 7. Add, always add. So I got 3x is equal to 6, and that gives me x is equal to 2. I just cracked the code. Because now I could take this 2 and plug it into any one of my legitimate equations and find things. Like, for instance, I could put 2 right back up here because this is a valid form. So I could do 2 minus z is equal to negative 1. I add, I subtract 2 on both sides, and I get negative z is equal to negative 3. Therefore, z is equal to a positive 3. So I could take this 2 and the 3 and plug it in right here. I could plug in a 2 right here. I could plug in a 3 right here. Right? So that's 6. And that is a negative 9. So I'm going to add 9 over there. That's 10. Subtract 4. That gives me 6. Okay. And then negative y is equal to 6. Therefore, y is equal to negative 6. So I have y is equal to negative 6. So my solution set is 2, negative 6, and 3. Now I'm going to show you something on the calculator real quick. Now this is horrible. It really is. I feel like I should have my pay docked for showing you this. Because the Casio, again, is an evil device. It lowers your IQ if you use it too much, as well as all calculators. And remember, college. But when we're doing standardized tests or you got calculated portions of test and you're in a time crunch, especially on the SATs, this can come in handy. So I'm going to go to my equation solver. I'm going to hit, right here I would hit simultaneous F1. And I have 3 unknowns. And I have my matrix. This should look familiar to you. I'm going to put in my matrix, and it needs to be in standard form. X, -1 for Y, -3 for Z. I should have inputted this before I showed you, but that's all right. Then I go here. That looks like a 4. Hopefully I didn't write over anything. That's a 3. That's a 2. And a -4. Right, and it's going to go right down to my -3 for my X, 2 for my Y, 5 for my Z, -3 here. And let's see if I got this right. And I did. All right. And there is my answer in matrix form. Alrighty, that's it. And we'll do this someday using Cramer's rule and all kinds of other stuff. Alrighty, I'll get this posted. Bye.